Morning, afternoon, evening, from wherever you're watching, you're welcome back once again to the Making Maths class, a channel solely dedicated to demystifying mathematics, making complex problems easy. Today we'll be looking at factorization of quadratic equation. What's a quadratic equation? A quadratic equation is one in which the highest power of the variable x is 1. And a quadratic equation is of this form: ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. This is a quadratic equation. That's the form. Now the highest power of this variable here, could be x, it could be y, of the variable here is 2. And the power of this x must not be negative, neither must it be a fraction. So now let's look at this example. How do we factorize? When we talk about factors, we are talking about, for example, if I have 16, what are the things I can multiply to give me 16? Those are the factors of 16. And when you talk about factorization of this quadratic equation, what are the two things I can multiply together to get this? Now when I expand them, when I multiply them, I will get this. That's what quadratic equation, factorization of quadratic equation is all about. Now how do we do it? Listen to this step. This is x squared plus 3x minus 4. The first thing you do is whatever is here and whatever is here, multiply them. This is negative 4, this is x squared. Negative 4 times x squared, that will give us negative 4x squared. Now the next step is look for two numbers that I will multiply, that we get, that's the two factors that I will multiply, that we get negative 4x squared. And when I add them, I will get plus 3x. I repeat that again. That is the key to quadratic equation, factorization of quadratic equation. When I multiply the two numbers, I will get negative 4x squared. And when I add them, I will get what is in the middle. Now, what are the two things that can give me negative 4x squared? I can have negative 4x and x. It's one of the factors. This times this will give me this. But when I add them together, will I get what is in the middle? No. I will get negative 3x. But here I have positive 3x. So let's look for another factor that can give us negative 4x, where I can have negative 2x and 2x. These two will give me negative 4x. But when I add them together, there's no way I'll get 0. 0 is not what is here. So I look for other factors. I can have 4x and negative x. If I multiply these two together, I will have negative 4x squared. And when I add them together, 4x plus negative x, I will get what is in the middle. So this is the required factor. So I'll replace what is in the middle by this required factor. So this becomes x squared plus 4x minus x minus 4. So factorize them by grouping them. What's common between these two? I have my x, so I bring it for x into bracket x plus 4. If I expand it, I get this: x times x squared, x times 4, 4x. Now I'm done with this part, so I'm left with what's common between these two? Negative 1. Negative 1 into bracket x plus 4. Now whenever I'm factorizing, whatever I get here must be what is here. If not, check whatever you have done, it's not correct. So this becomes x minus 1 x plus 4. So I've ended up factorizing this expression. So x squared plus 3x minus 1, the factorization of it is x minus 1 x plus 4. All right, let's look at the second example. This one says x squared minus 7x plus 10. How do we factorize it? Remember our starting points. Those two, we multiply them together. 10 times x squared, that's positive 10x squared. Now the next thing, we look for two numbers wherein when we multiply them, we'll get 10x squared and when we add them, we'll get negative 7x. Now, what are the two factors? I can have 2x and 5x. Those are possible factors of 10x. 2x times 5x will give me 10x. But when I add these two together, I can never get negative 7x. So let's add other factors. 10 and 1, of course. 10x and x will give me this, but there's no way I can add 10 and 1 to give me negative 7. So the next factor, let's try out negative 2x and negative 5x. When I multiply these two things together, I will get positive 10x, because negative times negative is positive. So let's add them together. Negative 2x plus negative 5x, I will get negative 7x. So these are the factors I will use. So this becomes, I'll replace this negative 7x by the found factor that fits into our rule. So x squared minus 2x minus 5x plus 10. I factorize them by grouping. So what is common between these two is x. So this x into bracket x minus 2. What's common between these two? I have negative 5 into bracket x minus 2. If you expand it, you will get that. So this becomes x minus 5, x minus 2. So I've ended up factorizing this quadratic expression. So x minus 5, x minus 2. All right, let's look at this third example. It says 35 minus 2y minus y squared. So let's factorize this expression. The first thing we do, we multiply these two. That's 35 times negative y squared. That will give us negative 35y squared. Now, in our usual style, we look for two factors that will give us negative 35y squared when we multiply them, and when we add them, we have negative 2y. So what are the two factors? Let's try out 5y, negative 5y, and 7y. If I multiply these two, of course, I will get negative 35y squared. But when I add them, I will get 2y, which is not what is here, so I can't use it. So let's try out 5y, and negative 7y. If I multiply these two, I will get negative 35y squared. When I add them together, I will get negative 2y. So I use these two. I replace what's in the middle by these two. So this becomes 35 plus 5y minus 7y minus y squared. I factorize by grouping this and this. So this becomes, what's common here is 5. So 5 into bracket 7 plus y minus, what's common between this, negative y, into bracket 7 plus y. So the two factors are 5 minus y, 7 plus y. So I've ended up factorizing this quadratic expression. If you ask to solve it, 5 minus y, if it was equated to 0 to become an equation, if you had to solve it, you would have gone for that. 5 minus y equals to 0. That means y is equals to 5. Then 7 plus y equals to 0. That means y is equals to negative 7. So y is equals to 5 or negative 7. That's if there was equals to 0 here, becoming an equation. All right, let's look at this fourth example. Factorize this quadratic equation here. Here we have equals to 0, so we have to solve it. Now, the first thing we do, like in our usual style, what is here and what is here? 4 times 3, that's 12x squared. Now, what are the two numbers that I will multiply to give me 12x squared? When I add them together, I will get 7x. The factors of 12, 2x and 6x. If I multiply it, I will get 12x squared. But when I add it, there's no way I can get 7x. So I discard it. Even if I have negative 2x, negative 6x, of course they will give me 12x squared. But when I add them, there's no way I can get it. So I look for another factor. So 3x and 4x. If I multiply these two, I will get 12x squared. And when I add them, 3x plus 4x, I will get 7x. So I replace this 7x by these two. So this becomes 3x squared plus 3x plus 4x plus 4 equals 0. Factorize by grouping. What's common between this? I have my 3x into bracket x plus 1 plus what's common here? 4 into bracket s plus 1 equals to 0. So I'm coasting home gradually. So this becomes 3x plus 4x plus 1 equals to 0. So for the quadratic equation, we have that either 3x plus 4 equals to 0 or x plus 1 equals to 0. So let's solve this. So this 3x, subtract 4 from both sides. So 3x is equals to negative 4. Divide both sides by 3. So this is negative 1 number 1 over 3. X plus 1 is equals to 0. Subtract 1 from both sides. So x is equals to negative 1. So our answer is x is equals to negative 1 number 1 over 3 or negative 1. Alright, I hope you have enjoyed today's class. Before we go, just like in our usual style, here's some list of take-home fun that you can practice at your leisure time. 16x squared minus 40x plus 25. The second one is x squared plus 4x minus 21 equals to 0. That means this one you are going to find, after factorizing, you find the two values of x. Same with 3 and 4. Number 3 says x squared minus 10x plus 25 equals to 0. Fourth one, x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals to 0. Do let me know the answers in the comment section. If you enjoyed today's class, give us a like, share to your friends. Tell your friends about the Mickey Mouse class, a channel that is solely dedicated to demystifying mathematics. If you're here to subscribe, please hit the subscribe button. And we'll see you in the next class. Keep practicing. Remember, mathematics is fun. See you at the top. Shalom.